Hello, hello. Kim here with Chad. So,
Gus.
yeah, Gus is here. You might get to see him as he jumps up. He's being a little needy today, but we still love him. We wouldn't trade him for anything.
4250. So Kim, there were some things you want to talk about today.
Right. Looking at the headlines today, there's some things that make me go, So, in Portland, Maine, out in the harbor, there was a cruise ship that had an explosion. And people are like, oh my god, an explosion on a cruise ship? Really? What's going on? Are we being attacked? A generator on board the ship blew up. And one of the employees was severely burned. But my understanding is there's no casualties. It was just a generator that blew up. It wasn't anybody or country that was shooting at us.
Positive.
Then in Sacramento County, California, there was a 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Now, some places are saying 4.1, some are saying 4.2. You know, in California, that small of an earthquake is nothing.
They probably just.
Yeah, you're gonna go, oh, is it done? Okay.
Why is all over California looking at their husband? Was that you?
Right. Or looking at their dog going, did you shake the bed?
Bad dog.
But yeah, one that little really isn't anything. I've lived in California. I've lived through the Loma Prieta earthquake, which was a big one. Had me scared. And then all the buildings in California, the buildings, the houses, the apartments, all of them, they've all been retrofitted to help them withstand an earthquake, which the retrofitting means, okay, here's your truss, and they like wrap some kind of wire or something on them, so if they're shaking, they move. Well, you get a delivery truck drive by, everything shakes, and you're going,
You gotta get those little glue dots to hold down your china.
Then, do you remember a couple weeks ago we brought you the story of was it Return to the Earth funeral home? It was a funeral home in Penrose, Colorado, where they discovered what they believed it was like 100 bodies. Now, today they went in to investigate, and at this point they've recovered over 200 bodies.
That's terrible. And it's just.
So I have a feeling Colorado will not be a non-regulated state when it comes to funeral homes.
Yeah.
Just I could be wrong.
Now, did they count them by cords? Because cord is 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot.
No, they were counting the bodies they were
Oh,
counting.
okay. They go by each, not by
Right.
cord. Oh, we're gonna stay here.
Yeah. Then in the Carolinas, this is the most I can say is in the Carolinas. It was in Queen City, wherever Queen City, Carolinas is. If you know, let me know. There was a maintenance guy who was out mowing the yard. He was mowing around this Halloween decoration that was sitting there in the yard. Turns out it was a body. A guy died. There's not a whole lot of information on this. The guy sat there for like a couple more days after the maintenance guy mowed around him.
Ouch. Wow. And nobody's going, where's Bob? You guys seen Bob?
I guess his mother and his sister were getting concerned, but the guy that died, who was the Halloween decoration, had a habit of doing drugs. So they weren't really on the ball as far as, oh my God, he hasn't returned home. Where is he? Where is he? Not blaming him, just saying, you know, I can see where there has been such an uproar the last couple years of people calling the police department because they think there's something going on, and it turns out it was just a Halloween decoration.
Like that one where the thing is holding onto the house and kicking its legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, that was beautiful. That was really well done.
And so people really weren't, like this time of year, they weren't reporting.
I had a situation where a mom came home, son was sitting on the couch in a suit, and he's sleeping on the couch. She goes, "Oh, he must be taking a nap. I'll leave him alone." Goes off, does her stuff, was in the other room watching TV, blah, 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 blah. Well, he had taken a bottle of pills, and it took like 9 hours for him to die. But if at any time Mom would have came over and was, "Bob, wake up," she could have saved his life. But she was being super courteous, and you know, he had a tough morning. He had a job interview, and he's probably just really, you know, whacked out, really tired. So I'm just gonna leave him alone, let him get a nap. But 8 hours? Yeah.
Yeah. So, the last headline that I can think of that I have to cover.
Here, guys.
I think I've covered all of them except for this one. In Colorado, on Saturday, Sunday, someday this weekend, there was a train derailment, which is how they reported it. And I kind of looked at it. It was outside of Pueblo, Colorado. Oh, excuse me. And a semi driver that was just minding his own business, driving along on the interstate, was killed by the collapsing bridge. The bridge that the train was going over collapsed.
So the bridge and a semi.
And, you know, there's coal all over the interstate. Problem is, the state cannot remove the coal until the NTSB is done with their investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the NTSB at this point feels that, and this is something I just heard today, one of the rails right before the bridge was broken, and that's what caused the derailment. My thought was, yeah, those bridges there are so old, it was probably the bridge collapsed, and that caused, but they're saying the track was broken, and they're trying to figure out why all the gear in the train didn't let the engineer and the other people running the train know that there was a problem with the track, which they're saying could take like 2 years to figure out.
And they're going to have to leave the coal there?
No. While they're doing their investigation.
Oh, okay. And it's going to take 2 years to figure it out?
To do the calculations and everything.
Oh, okay.
But
hopefully they can free up that road.
They're thinking it's going to be a couple of days.
Excuse me.
Now, I originally heard that CDOT owned the bridge. Today, CDOT is saying, no, we don't. SNBF, the railroad company, they own it. And the railroad company's going, no, we don't. You own it. They're like, oh, well, we're going to have to go back and recheck our files. So that leads me to believe that bridge and those rails have not been checked for a very long time. If nobody knows who owns it.
Yeah. So nobody's ever been out there. Oh, it's not ours, so we don't have to worry about that.
Right. So, and it could be that SNBF is saying, you know what, let's get rid of this track. We'll just say, oh, the state owns it. It's their responsibility.
Can they do that? Can they just say, "Oh, nobody owns it. We don't own it anymore. It's yours."
Well, if they're saying the state owns it, and the state is going, no, we don't own it. That they own it, and it could be them going, we're trying to deflect the shape of it off of us. It could be anything. Who knows at this point?
Well, it's like all those government buildings that are filled with asbestos, and the government is going, "Oh, we don't own that. We've abandoned that building and we gave it to the state." And the state's going, no, we gave it to the city.
Right.
Oh, no.
That reminds me of one other thing. There was another one. It wasn't from today. It was from yesterday. I saw it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of New Braunfels, Texas. On Google Maps, there's a building. And it's labeled Secret Squirrel. Is it Secret Squirrel Facility? Secret Squirrel something.
It actually says that on the map quest.
Yeah. And looking further into it, I guess that is a phrase they will use for a government building when they're not going to say exactly what it is. Now, Google is saying yes, it's a government building, but they're just saying it's a secret squirrel building.
Are you sure it's just not new construction on a new Buc-ee's? This is Texas.
I know. The newest Buc-ee's is supposed to be over there in Bernie, but I heard that's
Where's
been
Bernie
put off
at?
for a while.
Well, we're stuck over here in Soggy Bottom, so we have no idea where Bernie is.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have a secret squirrel facility.
Poker face.
Or New Braunfels does. I don't know if the squirrels are trying to take over. Possibility.
Let's do the overdramatic hamster. Look down to go. Dun dun dun.
But I think that's all the non-political, because we are not a
Trying not to be.
yeah, that's all the non-political things that we saw in the news today.
I had a funny incident with a lady. There's like 100 medical buildings within 5 miles of where I work, and I, working at the hospital. And a lady comes in. She goes, "Well, is this address?" "No, ma'am. You're about 100, 200 yards away from it. Here, let me show you." And I pulled up her MapQuest. Her MapQuest was I've never seen this MapQuest. There was no directions, no nothing. Just here's a map. So I show her on mine. Okay, it's just right down here. So you're gonna make a left turn right out the driveway. You're gonna follow it around, and you're gonna make a left on Jones, and a right on Smith. And she goes, "Oh, okay. So I'm gonna make a right on Jones, or a right on Smith." "No, you're gonna make a left on Smith and a right on Jones." "Oh, okay. So if I go down here and I make a right turn on here." "No, here, look. Right turn, left turn, or left turn, right turn. There you go. See?" She goes, "Slow down. You're confusing me." And 10 minutes later, she's literally not getting it. And I can't program her phone for it to go, "Make a left turn." Because it's something I've never seen before. Some cheap little, like a burner phone or something like that. And I'm sure her son got her. And she keeps going. I'm like, I've never wanted to choke somebody so bad in my life. Now I need my MapQuest. I mean, there's goofy things that pop up, and they're around the corner, in the shopping center, in the back, around the corner. You get that. I'm not saying I'm a brilliant Lewis and Clark type person, but
What gets me is when I was in Colorado, if I could see the mountains, that was west. having that point of reference, I could do north, south, east, or west because I had the mountains.
There's no landmarks here.
No.
I get up in the morning, I can't see where the sun comes up. It's that way? That way. I'm lost. I mean, coming from Idaho, you get up.
I grew up on the west side of town, so I could figure out with that point of reference. Okay, so where I grew up is west. This is over here. Okay, then I would know north, south, east, and west.
He's barking. He wants to go play. But hey, we're trying our best to do a video a day. Talk about something interesting and funny and.
So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Just let us know what you think we should be talking about.
Don't leave a comment like that one guy. You guys need to go to college.
We've both been to college.
We've both been to college, yeah. Hey, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.